Welcome to Big Brother Basics, where we break down the basics of Big Brother Canada 3. My name's Jacob Harple, and joining with me tonight, as always, my wonderful co-host. He's the most fantastic, most fabulous person ever. His name is Keith Guerrero. How are you doing tonight, Keith?
I'm doing fantastic and fabulous. And guess what? Neha said that she could sit with me. That is so awesome.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much. But enough about me. Let's talk about Big Brother Canada 3.
Yes, let's talk about Big Brother Canada 3 because tonight we got to witness the last, thank God, twist of this season. And you know, in my opinion, it really wasn't that eventful. I feel like we really don't have that much to talk about, and maybe it's just because we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and there's just everything's just kind of straightforward now as far as moves. But I don't know. What did you think of the episode as a whole?
I think the episode, like you said, was pretty straightforward. It was interesting to see like the people that were allegedly on the bottom actually having the most power in the house and how the dynamics were without people knowing that they were the people with power. So I like that aspect of it. But aside from that, you know, like this twist really was overbearing to a lot of people that were playing this game. But I ain't mad because I like my girl Brittany. I love her. So I don't know. What do you think?
You know, I feel like I kind of said my piece on the twist.
Did you though? Did you? I'm not sure if you did.
I'm sorry, Keith, but I didn't like the twist. I didn't like it. It's too late in the game for me. I feel like Bruno was playing a great game. Of course, he had these confrontations with Sarah. But you know what? I'm kind of getting sick and tired of Sarah too, so I can only imagine. But I don't know. I got to stay unbiased, and I'm definitely not doing that right now. I just wasn't a fan, and it sucks to see someone that I thought was playing a really good game, that was in a really good position, and I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to figure out where Bruno went wrong.
I think it was pretty straightforward. I think he just didn't really value talking to Sarah anymore. And surprisingly, I think Bruno cracked. Like, Bruno cracked under pressure. He wasn't able to keep it cool with Sarah. And the thing that we commended Bruno on was that he was patient. He was able to, like, be sly, like, maneuver through a lot of different alliances and make people have a perception that he has their back. And when Sarah would finally, like, shove words into Bruno's mouth saying, okay, so we're not going to work together. Okay, so you don't have my back. Like, that would piss Bruno off because he wants everybody to believe that he does. So since Sarah was, like, shoving words into his mouth, he was annoyed and ended up just totally exploding. And it cost him his game. It really did. Because you and I, when we were talking about the potential use of this power, we didn't even consider anybody other than Zach. And if Bruno was able to like keep a calm head and could like talk to Sarah and Brittany the entire rest of the time there, like I think it could have easily been Zach that got eliminated. But because he just boiled over and let everything affect him, Bruno's out the door.
I agree. I think, you know, I do give credit for Sarah. She is very perceptive, and I think she kind of had Bruno's game figured out. And when she was trying to call him out on it, he really couldn't take that, and he kind of buckled under the pressure. And you know, he broke down a little bit, and he finally hit his he hit his breaking point. And I think they saw that, and they viewed it as, all right, well, we can't even negotiate with this guy, so how are we going to be able to negotiate with him later on when we need him? But I don't know. I feel like that's the big question tonight is, did they make the right decision? Did they target the right person? Because I don't know. I feel like Zach, they had the chance to take out Zach, and this might be a decision that they regret.
Yeah, especially considering that now there's only 6 people left in the game. And there's only so many competitions left to ensure your safety. Like, this is getting to the point where competitions matter. And the people that are most likely going to win competitions, the people that don't are going to get voted out. And then there's only 6 people on top of that, and half of them are in the couples alliance that lasted like since Final 12. So it's very, very interesting that Bruno is perceived to be a bigger threat. Now, I'm not saying if it's correct or incorrect, because Bruno does have the ability to win competitions as well. Like, he's very threatening in his own right. He owned his HOH week when they both involved skill-based competitions. So I think that Bruno is threatening and could potentially comp win his way to the end, just like Zach could. But I think I agree with the decision of getting rid of Bruno, just because I think Zach's game is one dimensional, whereas Bruno, he could have so many ends. And I don't know. I think 3 people got evicted back to back at the hands of Brittany: Kevin, Willow, and Bruno, who were all in great positions had Brittany not been in power.
I agree. And I don't think it was a bad move. I don't know. It's a tough decision. I think both were big targets for them, big obstacles. I just think that Zach's social position was a lot better than Bruno. So to take out a figure like Zach, this game I think would have blown open, which is what Brittany apparently wanted to do. Let's kind of talk about Brittany at the beginning of the episode, because she really used this opportunity to try and get as much information that she could possibly get. How did you feel about the way Brittany kind of used this power, or used the fact that she knew that people thought she was leaving?
Actually, I want to hear your perspective on that. What did you think?
I thought it was great. I mean, obviously a power like this doesn't come along the way very often. So to use this opportunity to try and figure out what people really think about you, or just to laugh at people who are obviously trying to maybe butter you up for the jury, I could see it be pretty entertaining for Brittany. So it was just nice to see her try to figure out what people were actually thinking and kind of use that information to help her make her decision.
Can I ask you another question going off of that? Because
Sure.
Brittany isn't, maybe she was like a fan of the show, but she wasn't necessarily like a strategist of the show. And she's coming into a game, and she was initially a pawn. She got into a position of power, pawn again, another position of power. How would you rate Brittany's Big Brother gameplay on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being Big Brother God, fantastic, everything that a Big Brother player needs, to 1, somebody that is completely clueless and got casted for all the wrong reasons?
I would give her maybe a 7 or an 8.
Oh, that's nice. That's very generous. Why?
I think she's very underrated. I think people don't like, she's making all of these huge moves, and everyone keeps getting Sarah the credit, whereas Sarah's just kind of like breaking down and having like panic attacks because she couldn't win a competition up until this week. Like she has, I feel like Brittany shouldn't have to cut Sarah, but I almost feel like she needs to, because perception is reality. And if people actually think that Sarah is controlling Brittany, then what Brittany needs to do is just be like, all right, well, I gotta cut Sarah out then. And I don't know if she's gonna be able to do that, but I feel like she's got such a resume on her belt. You know, she's taken out so many of the big threats. I think a lot of her game though has to do with the benefit of twist, which I think people might hold against her. Also, it's one thing I feel like being on the block so many times could go both ways. People could see it as, oh, she survived the block multiple times, or they could see it as, oh my God, this girl was so bad she found herself on the block multiple times. You know, the point of this game is to try and get off the block in a way. But I think she's underrated. I don't think she's pissed anybody off, but she's still made big, powerful moves. And I don't think she's on anybody's, like, who's coming after her? I mean, of course, she was going to go home tonight, but who is like in the diary room saying, Brittany is my #1 target? I feel like not a lot of people. That might change after tonight, but I don't know. I think she's playing a good game. And I think with her out of the game, or I think with this 6, I think she has the best case to win.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe Zach, but the thing about Zach's game is that it's because of him that his own ally, his #1 ally, is gone. Like, Brittany really hasn't screwed up royally like that. So even though she's kind of had the help of Twist, I feel like she's taken these opportunities and used them to her advantage. And I think Brittany has a strong case if she can make it to the end.
Yeah, I agree. And I think she would be able to defend herself pretty well. What do you think is the best move for the Diapers Alliance moving forward?
I think the best move for the Diapers Alliance moving forward is to break up Brittany and Sarah. Because, like, you have Brittany, like, assuming Zach, Ashley, and Peely stay together, which I think is the best move for them at the moment. They have Sarah and Brittany. And because of all the stuff that went down this week and like what they like Sarah campaigning hard for Brittany to stay, the veto speech, like they know that these two are never going to go against each other. So at Final Six, a pair like that is incredibly dangerous. They need to be split up.
Do you think that they would prefer to get rid of Sarah over Brittany or Brittany over Sarah? Who do you think should specifically go?
They should get rid of Brittany over Sarah, but I don't know if they would do that. I think it would be a huge mistake not to, though.
Gotcha. Where does Godfrey fit in with this equation?
Godfrey's not in trouble, I don't think. Like Sarah and Brittany are gonna go after the 3. Zach is probably want to go after Sarah and Brittany now. If Godfrey, call me crazy, but if Godfrey keeps throwing competitions, he might want to start winning now. But he probably could make it to the Final 4 easily now. I think he's there. It's just about whether or not people are going to respect his game if he makes it to the end.
Awesome.
If people are going to see what he did as him actually playing the game. But I think sitting next to the right person, I think Godfrey could win. I don't think he could beat Brittany. I don't think he'll beat Zach. He probably wouldn't beat Sarah, but he probably could beat Ashley or Peely. So the path is there. He just needs to. He's going to need to win the key competitions.
I'm loving it. I'm loving that Godfrey is ending up playing like the Willow game, the Brittany game without having to be nominated. Like, it's very interesting that Godfrey fit that role better than anybody else.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Because this is what really made me upset. And like, I get it. It's their show. They can do whatever they want with the twist and the rules and the yada, 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 yada. But I think it's incredibly unfair that Ashley is not competing in the HOH competition.
I wouldn't be surprised if coming up this week, Ashley takes her microphone and throws it in the pool, does not go inside the diary room, has to be called by Allison Grodner herself to go into the diary room, and does not have to sit down. Like, that is messed up.
That is messed up. Even Shima got to compete after Jeff used the coupe. So in a time like that where her HOH was essentially wasted, like Zach could have gone home tonight and she would still not be competing in HOH. She'd be a sitting duck. I think that's incredibly unfair.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And Ashley couldn't even vote out one of the nominees. Brittany was able to nominate both of the replacement nominees and got to vote out somebody within those nominations. And Brittany got to compete in the next HOH.
Exactly. Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna let's talk about the elephant in the room. Do you think if Brittany or Sarah had won this week's HOH, do you think things might have been a little bit differently with the rules? Like, let's say Brittany won this HOH.
Okay, like, would it be rigged? Is that
do you think Brittany would have been able to compete in this HOH? Because I have half a mind to say that she probably would.
She probably would have, because I think Canada really doesn't care. They're like, we're gonna help the underdogs every single week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that if the roles have been reversed, it definitely could have been a possibility. I don't know. It's a tough call, and I think that they made the wrong call. And I think that Ashley should have definitely competed in this HOH. If anything, I think maybe Brittany should have. But if Brittany's able to compete, then Ashley should definitely be able to compete.
I completely agree. Really unfair for Ashley, and kind of makes me want to root for the Diaper Alliance this week. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm still not rooting for the Diapers Alliance because I like seeing them have tension. And mind you, the only person that got eliminated from the Diapers Alliance was Kevin. The other 3 are still in strong. So good for the Diapers Alliance. But I'm loving the tension. And I'm loving that the only people that are really going against the Diapers Alliance are a Sarah and Brittany combination. Who would have ever thought that they would be the people to go against the strong Diapers Alliance?
Yeah, for sure.
And Godfrey, of course, is making deals with everybody, which I absolutely adore. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving that the people in the middle are getting eliminated. I'm glad that Kevin got eliminated immediately after he tried to put himself in a great position. Willow and Bruno were next, both very deadly people in the middle. And I'm glad that the people on the sides are going to get rewarded for their gameplay. And if not them, then Godfrey.
If not them, then Godfrey. All right, so this HOH is they're sitting in a glass tube or something like that, kind of like a coffin, and they have to count to 100 minutes, and who can get closest to 100 minutes will be the HOH. I'm sure there's going to be punishments and all this stuff. I mean, it's called like HOH in hell or something along that line. Are you afraid that Peely is not going to be able to count up to 100 minutes? I mean, we saw her during that tiebreaker question try to count 3 hours worth of minutes or break that down. What do you think are Peely's odds in this HOH competition, Keith?
Well, I know what you think Peely's odds are in this competition, and that's hilarious.
That just might be what other people think. I didn't say that's what I think.
Oh, I love the immediate shade of Peely's mathematical prowess. But no, yeah, I think Peely's best bet is to pull a Brittany Haynes, get up like at minute 40, and allow everybody else to just overestimate, unless like going over doesn't matter. But if it's just whoever's closest without going over, then I think Peely should just step up right now. Just leave the tank.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're pretty high on Peely winner-wise, though. Am I right?
Yeah, I really am.
Would you say out of the 6 people, she's in the top half? Like, let's say we have the 6 people left, right? Who are the 3 that you think are in the best position, not to make it to the end, but to win in the end?
To win in the end, I would give it to Brittany. I would give it to Peely, and I would give it to Zach.
Not Sarah?
No, I don't think people are respecting Sarah because she's getting a lot of negative heat now from Kevin inside the jury house. And I think people are starting to discredit a lot of the things that they were giving her credit for. And she's somebody that the jury is loving to hate. And I think that's going to work against her in jury questioning, especially when Sarah kind of gets frustrated, not only with herself, but with other people too. I don't know if she'll be able to handle questions that like are questioning her gameplay or the moves that she made without getting defensive, and it could come across dislikable. So I don't know. I think that Sarah would have a tough time in jury questioning.
Yeah. How many out of everyone in the jury right now? How many locked votes do you think she has?
You're talking about Sarah?
Yeah.
None. I would say like the only potential locked vote, like not. I wouldn't even imagine Willow would be upset with Sarah for not voting to keep her because Willow would have been in the game.
Yeah, I feel like Willow might still vote for Sarah.
I don't know because Willow's life has been ruined since being eliminated from the game, and you know Sarah could have prevented that from happening. So I think that could work against.
I think with Sarah crying at the finale and it being like, "I would have kept you if I had known," I think Willow will eat it up and vote for her. I feel a little bitter tonight.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what twists are meant to bring this out, Jacob.
Twisto's twist.
Twisto's twist.
What do you think about Bruno's exit?
I thought it was interesting. See, like I feel like Bruno has this mask on, and then with this twist, the mask just comes off, and he's like, "Good move, good move. Yeah, play this game. I'm here to make big moves. Good job, good job. Good move, good move." And I'm like, "Be quiet, Bruno. You miss your family."
He does miss his family. There's nothing wrong with that, Keith.
There's nothing wrong with that. I never said there was nothing wrong with it. But you want to talk about you miss your family in the HOH competition? Where's your family at now, Bruno? You can go outside the door. See your family in the audience.
They're in the audience. That's where they are. They're waiting for him. Okay, so let's see. Who do you want? Who would you like to see win the HOH?
I would love to see Sarah win HOH. I would also love to see Brittany win HOH. That would be absolutely hilarious. I never get enough of Brittany winning.
No, if Brittany wins HOH, I'm going to be upset. I'm sorry. Like, she will essentially have been HOH 3 weeks in a row. Like, don't you think that's just a little unfair?
I can't fault Brittany for that. I can fault production for that. I can fault the Big Brother Canada Twisto's twist for that, but I can't fault Brittany for that. She's just playing the cards that she was dealt with, and she was dealt pretty shitty cards throughout the entire game. Kudos to her for getting 3 HOH wins in a row. That's what y'all get for keeping her in the game when she was on the block 4 times.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. I think the lesson to be learned from this season as far as Brittany is just like, you better get rid of that pawns.
Exactly. The person that you think is the least threatening gets the most power at the crucial, most critical part of the game, and I love it. I'm not mad at it.
All right, that's fair. You know, at the end of the day, you're right. You can't blame Brittany for the twist, but we can blame production. That's what I'm going to do.
And I think this competition also is a competition Ashley could have won, so it makes me upset that she's not competing because whoever wins this, the credibility is not going to be there because I feel like Ashley could have definitely won the competition as well. So It sucks. I wish that Ashley could have just at least participated so we know who the true winner of this competition would have been instead of like the he said, she said. And I could see like after the fact, after this Canada, like this season's wrapped up, there's going to be a lot of like theories out there that's going to be like, well, you know, if Ashley could have competed in this competition, this could have happened, and it could kind of discredit the winner of this overall thing.
Yeah. Keith, anything else you want to add about this episode? Anything you're looking forward to for the rest of the game?
Who do you think needs to win HOH this week? Who's in the most troubled waters right now?
Zach.
Okay.
Zach
okay.
won HOH. Or Peely. But Zach. I think Zach is I think Zach's I think he's in trouble unless he wins. The only person that would maybe not put him up is Peely. Everyone else he's going up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Zach needs to win. And I think he can. This is a challenge reminds me of Solitary. Did you ever watch that reality show?
No. Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, just kind of like mental mind game. So I feel like Sarah might get a little bit rattled. I think Godfrey will probably throw it. Peely will probably not be that good at it. So it's really going to come down to Brittany and Zach. And I think I'm going to give it to Zach on this one.
Okay, so the competition is they have to stay in the coffin while trying to count to 100 minutes, and then they have to stand up without going over 100 minutes. Is that correct?
No, it's going to be closest under or over.
Okay. Because you know what I would do? What I would do is I would have Godfrey or Sarah or Brittany all be like, okay, one of us will get up immediately. And say like Godfrey gets up immediately. Then the second that Pilar or Zachary stands up, Brittany stands up right after. And then as soon as the next person stands up, the other person stands up right after. Unless they think they're going over the 100-minute mark, then they just stand up before the other person does. I think that might be the best approach.
That could be. I wonder if they're going to be able to see each other.
Yeah. Oh, were they not able to?
I don't know. Well, I think they could, given us how they land, or like because they're laid next to each other. But they made it sound like stuff is going to be happening to them. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kept each other hidden, or at least kept it so where they couldn't tell.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see who wins HOH, and I'm loving this season, even with all the crazy twists.
Yes, it should be a good finish. I think there are multiple people that could win the whole thing, and I'm excited to see how this season shakes down.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out Sunday night's episode and then immediately check out our recap following the episode. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Jacob Harple, at Most Humble, at Sarcastivities. Like us on Facebook at Big Brother Basics, and subscribe to our YouTube channel under the same name. Most importantly, stay basic.
Bye.
Bye.